you're not old enough to know what a 63 Lincoln is. Why this car?
So first of all, I was always a fan of classic cars.
I am with Chris. Chris, tell us what you got here.
All right, I've got a 1963 Lincoln Continental. This is a Nebraska car. Had it for about 21 years. Bought this car in very good condition. When I bought it, I knew that I wanted to do some enhancements, mainly to make it safer, make it more reliable. So I've added some things to it to make it more comfortable and more safer.
Okay, and we'll talk about those as we go around, but first off, I mean, my gosh, Chris, stunning, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank
And
you.
I mean, black and
Yeah.
that chrome. And they are aftermarket rims, but
Yeah.
they are true dedicated to the original design, and they just work on these
Right,
vehicles. It's a
right.
stunning car.
Yeah.
So why, though? You're not old enough to know what a 63 Lincoln is. Why this car?
So first of all, I was always a fan of classic cars, even
Okay.
growing up. And I got a bug, I'll never forget. I was driving across Iowa, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And I was driving across Iowa and I said, I want me a classic car. I'm just gonna do it.
You know, and for folks who haven't driven across Iowa, it's pretty flat and there's
Yeah,
nothing but corn.
right.
So you got hours to think to yourself.
Right,
So your thought
right,
was, I want
right.
a classic
So
car.
I was thinking, I want a classic car. So I remember pulling over at the I-80 truck stop.
Hey, we just did a video on that as well. I just filmed
Yeah.
that this summer, folks, so click that link above. Hey, it's almost like I prepped him for all this,
Yeah.
but Chris, you're doing great.
Yeah.
But the Walcott,
Right.
Iowa.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I ended up buying a Hemmings magazine and an old car magazine.
Okay.
And I just started looking for old cars. But then I had this sort of epiphany, if you will, like I really don't know which one I want.
That's just it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really I knew I wanted a luxury car, but I looked at Cadillac and then I looked at Lincoln. But what I liked about Lincoln, I actually did a lot of research on it prior to choosing the Lincoln.
Okay.
I liked how they bench tested the engines. I liked that you didn't see very many of them.
Yeah.
Back in 2001,
Yeah.
this car was not a very popular car.
Ah.
And I remember asking mechanics, like, why don't people like the Lincoln?
Right.
And they said, because it's a hard car to work on.
Really?
Lincoln uses a lot of relays, a lot of hydraulics.
Oh, sure.
And so mechanics weren't very comfortable with working with those kind of mechanisms.
Okay.
So,
okay.
so in that sense, they say, hey, you might have some challenges finding a mechanic, but once you do, it's a great car.
But the other thing was, too, I don't think production or sales numbers, I don't know about production, but sales numbers, it seems like they were always kind of chasing Cadillac sales numbers in
Right.
the 60s. So from the get-go, there probably aren't as many either,
Right.
which kind of lends to less people trained or wanting to work
Right.
on them, which then is kind of a downward spiral. They
Right.
get a bad rap, oh, they're complicated, they're this, that, or the
Right.
other.
Right.
But I'll tell you, for what I see here, and there's several here, and we have done another video, we'll do another couple more, but there was the Kennedy Cruise a couple weekends
Yes.
ago, and there was 20-some of these.
Yes.
Excuse me. Wait a minute, let me do that again. So there was a Kennedy Cruise a couple weekends ago, and there was like 20-some of these beautiful, what we would call the Kennedy Lincolns
Right.
at that time.
Right.
So, okay, so in Iowa, you decided you
I
wanted.
decided, yeah. So
Okay.
then, after I did the research, realized, okay, it's a Lincoln. I like the suicide doors. I like that it's unique. You don't see many of them.
And we'll also say coach doors, just
Yes.
in case the YouTube
Yes.
algorithm doesn't like the S word. But that's
Right.
what everybody
Coach
calls
doors.
them.
So I remember looking at a magazine, a classic car magazine in Nebraska, and I saw that this one was for sale. A lady by the name of Sharon Best. I still remember her name.
wow.
In
Okay.
Omaha, Nebraska. And I called her. I said, hey, I'm interested in your car. She said, okay. They all say they're interested, but they never show up. I said, I'm going to show up. And I showed up, and the rest was history.
Was she an original owner, or do you know how many owners this car's had? Any idea?
This car has had 3 owners.
Oh man!
So
Wow.
the original owner is a lady by the name of Sharon Osborne.
Okay.
And then the second owner was her son who owned it.
So it was in the same family,
Yeah.
even though you had two different owners.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you're the first owner outside the
yeah.
family.
Well, Sharon Osborne was the first owner. She was the original purchaser.
Okay.
And then Sharon Bess and her son had it. And then I'm the third owner.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man, that's pretty cool for a 62 going on 63-year-old car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, almost as old as I am. It is as old as I am. But was it in this kind of shape?
It was in great shape. It had some minor imperfections with the body, some things that just need to be sort of corrected, if you will.
Yeah.
No major dents. The rear quarter panels started to show some signs of rust.
Well, Midwest. If it was on the roads in the wintertime, it's going to get that, unfortunately.
And then the engine needed some fine tuning, so I felt like, okay, I'm going to start the engine. Okay. And then once I get the car running right, I'll switch up and start focusing on the body work.
But you've never been through the engine, have you?
Yes.
Oh, you have? It's been apart and you've rebuilt it?
This engine has been rebuilt.
Okay.
It's a 430, so I'm still running the original drivetrain in the engine.
Yeah.
But it's been rebuilt.
Wow.
And
okay, and you were telling me that it has had a repaint, but folks, look at this. I don't see orange peel. Now, I will tell you, Chris' first comment was, well, it's not perfect. It's like, well, yeah, because you live with it. She's your baby. You know her little bitty flaws. But to us, I mean, folks, look, people, there are people all over the place stopping and looking at this car. Come on. You know when you roll up in this, you're going to be a highlight of the day. Come on. So it looks original. Again, we've got the beautiful rims on it that pay tribute to the original. They are different in size. What have you done that is more customized that you could point out to us? Because right now, other than the rims, I don't see it.
Right. So when I listed the car for the show today, I listed it as stock, slightly modified.
Okay.
We'll start with the wheels. I'm running an 18-inch wheel on here. These wheels mimic the original hubcaps for this year, which is why I chose this wheel.
Yeah.
So 18-inch wheel, and also converted from drum brakes to disc brakes for the front. And that's a safety thing.
Well, that's drivability, and again, you're right. That's safety. So that's good.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And those are things again that aren't sticking out like a sore thumb on a classic, beautifully designed car like this. So.
Right.
Have you done anything inside? I see an iPhone cable or something.
Yeah, so I did some upgrading to the stereo. I added an aftermarket stereo. That stereo still lights up and come on. It's just not connected.
Oh, wow.
So I added an aftermarket stereo, put some new speakers near the kick panels at the floor. Okay. A tweeter at the top. And then in the back, you can see I have some 6x9s underneath there, along with some sound cones that come out.
But again, these things are for your comfort, your drivability, and I don't think you're worried about resale value on this car.
No,
I don't think you're interested in flipping it.
No, I'm not.
You've had it almost 25 years.
Yeah.
I think he's over the flipping stage.
Yeah, I am.
Now, one of the cool things I didn't even notice when you opened it up, you had this trunk built out.
Yeah.
So it looks like it is. So you've got a sub over here. You've got your electronics over there. But it again, it's tastefully done. It's very well integrated, and outside of the vehicle, it doesn't show that you've done those modifications.
Exactly. And that was the idea. I wanted to keep it as close to the original look as possible. So I had the trunk redone because it was just, I wanted a subwoofer in the trunk, but I wanted to look like it was a part of the trunk, like built into the actual trunk. So I have that put in. Then I have my amplifier on one side. I have some storage panels.
I thought that was super cool. Look at that. You got your jumper leads and everything in there. So if I can get a good shot of that. There we go. I went upside down.
Some storage panels. But one of the things, when I bought this car, I'll never forget the owner, Sharon, when I sold it to her, she says, hey, just promise me one thing. I said, what? She says that you'll keep it original. I said, I'm going to keep it as close to the original look. She says, okay, I'll sell it to you. She didn't want to sell it because she said a lot of guys were saying, oh, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to do this and do that. And she was like, okay, no, I'm not selling it to you, So.
Oh, man. Good. Well, at that time, she had it almost 40 years. So
well,
I can
her
understand,
son had it,
or they
and
had
then
it.
yeah, they had it. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you grow a little close to them after that time. I mean, it's funny. People who aren't car folks don't get that, but it's like, come on, people who are car folks do get that. But man, oh, and and actually the under the trunk as well.
Yeah, and it has the Lincoln emblem right here. It's kind of hard to see.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
It's kind of ghosted.
Luckily,
in there.
the camera picks it up better than my eyes did. So man, oh man. But the style of this vehicle is just amazing. The slab side in this, the stainless that's on it, the bumpers. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely class.
Yeah.
Oh. What about inside? What have you done interior-wise?
So
Is that the original? Or?
Yeah. So I've had the seats reupholstered.
Oh, okay.
And the seats have been, they were in great shape, but it was just time that they needed to be reupholstered.
Well, I mean, leather. It's, you know.
So I've had some reupholstery done, new mats done for the floors. That's the original dash, original headliner inside as well.
That's something we don't get to see on the convertibles. We got a headliner. Yeah. There we go. And a dome light. Look at that. Love. Now, internally, you can see the difference in the years. We were talking about this on another video. The front grills, you can tell the difference, and a couple little nuances of the vehicles from year to year. But definitely on the inside, I think probably, 63 was probably the last year of this.
Of that style
two
dash.
separate cockpit style, I guess you would say. Yeah. Wow. I still don't know which year is my favorite because I love them all.
Yeah.
Man, they're gorgeous. So what's next? What are your plans with this car? I mean, when are you selling it to me and how cheap?
It's never going to be for sale.
Oh man! But can I give you my card?
I'm just going to keep. Yeah, I'm going to pretty much keep it as is, but just stay up on the maintenance of it and make sure that it's running well. And I'm sort of very meticulous about it running well. That it bothers me when the car is not running well. So I have Lincoln Land. They do a lot of my work.
Okay.
Great mechanic over there. And so I just basically go to them whenever I have an issue, and they're really good about making sure the car is well maintained.
Now, pieces and parts and trim and all that little stuff that's on these cars, was it all here when you bought this car?
Yes, the car was.
So this was a complete car.
Yep, it was a complete car, which was what was so attractive about it, was that everything was here and it was in great shape. And I knew, I said, okay, it's got some expected imperfections, but nothing that couldn't be corrected. So,
well, you know, we film a lot of classic cars, and what we hear from everyone is if you're going to buy a classic car, buy the best one you can find. Because I got to imagine with the lower production numbers and the different years and the different trim pieces and stuff, I mean, you're looking at a little cap. Yeah. Right, let me get right here, get it on here. This little piece right there that goes from here to there, if that's missing, I imagine you're probably going to have that printed nowadays.
Yeah.
Maybe. I doubt you could ever really possibly find something like that.
The only other thing mechanically that you're going to find different with this Lincoln is it has an overdrive. I did have an overdrive put on it because it doesn't really have an overdrive on the original transmission. Yeah. So I had a gear vendor overdrive installed on it. Okay. It just gives me a little more power passing wise and in traffic.
And it gives you a little bit, it's a little smoother cruising at highway speeds.
Absolutely.
Okay, and we all know Florida, in Florida, 70 miles an hour is really 85.
Exactly.
And you better not be in the fast lane at 85, or you will still get run over.
Right.
But I imagine this thing just settles right down
and
cruises.
It does. It cruises along very nicely.
She's not a trailer queen.
Oh, no.
You drove her 30-some miles this morning, but you said you've taken it to Georgia,
I've taken it to Georgia. I've taken it to the Asheville, North Carolina area. Yeah. I've put it on the road.
Oh, I bet. Did you park that up in front of Biltmore? That would have been a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, what a sight that would have been.
So I've put it on the road. It's done some miles. It's been on the road quite a bit.
Well, next time you take a road trip, I volunteered to hold down the back seat.
Okay, all right.
I bet that would be fun.
All yours.
Throw me some snacks back there and let's take a road trip. I don't care where we're going. Wow, that would be awesome. I'll just sit and wave to people as we go by. So, all right, one last question. What's a favorite memory? You've had this car about 25 years.
Yeah.
might be a hard one to figure out one.
Yeah.
But give me a favorite or two memories with this car.
I think it's when I drove it to North Carolina because I was taking it so my mom could see it. And she really was fascinated with it because she just didn't imagine it would be in great shape. So
wow.
So that's a memory that I hold
cool.
on to. Yeah.
It's always cool to go home and see mom,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
got something that's nice too. That's great. I'm sure she's proud of you. I know she's proud of you, but I'm sure she's proud of you for your car as well.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Chris, hey, thank you, man. Thanks for being
anytime.
here. Thanks for sharing your story, and thanks for showing and sharing.
Absolutely.
This absolutely stunning '63 Lincoln Continental.
Yep.
Wow. Thanks for watching, folks.